Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys request interviews with 3 position coaches, denied interview with Jeff Ulbrich. The Dallas Cowboys have officially begun the search for a new defensive coordinator, requesting interviews with 3 NFL assistants while running into an early roadblock with a 4th candidate. The move comes after Dallas fired defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus earlier this week, marking the 3rd straight offseason the Cowboys have sought a replacement. The next hire will be the franchise's 4th coordinator in 4 seasons. According to multiple reports, Dallas has requested permission to speak with Minnesota Vikings defensive pass game coordinator Durant Jones, Denver Broncos assistant head coach and pass game coordinator Jim Leonhard, and Cleveland Browns safeties coach Ephraim Bonda for the vacancy. Those interview requests reflect a willingness by the Cowboys to consider non-traditional candidates, coaches who have never previously served as an NFL defensive coordinator, in hopes of landing a teaching-first strategist capable of steadying the league's worst defense. The 4th coach the Cowboys targeted, Jeff Ulbrich, defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons, was denied permission by Atlanta to interview for the job. Ulbrich remains under contract despite the Falcons' own coaching upheaval, and Dallas could revisit his availability only after Atlanta hires a new head coach and sorts out its own staff decisions. Durant Jones, 46, brings years of defensive experience and strong credentials in secondary play and pass coverage. A veteran assistant with stops in both college and the NFL, Jones has been the Vikings' defensive pass game coordinator and defensive backs coach, helping orchestrate a unit that finished among the league's top in takeaways during the 2024 season. He previously served as defensive coordinator at LSU and has been sought after for defensive coordinator interviews by other franchises this cycle, underlining his emerging profile. Jim Leonhard, 43, may be the most widely discussed name among the trio. A former NFL defensive back with over a decade of playing experience, Leonhard transitioned into coaching with significant success at the University of Wisconsin, where he served as defensive coordinator and interim head coach. In Denver, he has added the title of assistant head coach to his pass game coordinator duties. Leonhard is widely respected for his teaching ability, communication skills, and football intelligence, traits Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer publicly emphasized as priorities for the role. Ephraim Bonda, 44, represents a less conventional yet intriguing option. As the Browns' safeties coach, Bonda has been part of one of the league's more disciplined secondaries and carries coordinator experience from the college ranks, where he led Utah State's defense. His ascent into NFL positional coaching and recognition around the league make him a candidate worth watching, particularly if Dallas prioritizes fresh voices and developmental acumen. Dallas defense ranked dead last in the NFL in points allowed this past season and 30th in yards allowed, culminating in historically poor performance for a franchise with high expectations. The Cowboys' revolving door at defensive coordinator, following Dan Quinn, 2021-23, Mike Zimmer, 2024, and Eberflus, 2025, has raised legitimate concerns about continuity, scheme identity, and the ability to develop young talent on that side of the ball. Owner Jerry Jones has hinted at widening the search beyond the traditional pool of seasoned coordinators with prior DC or head coaching resumes, potentially opening the door for an innovative, teaching-oriented coach capable of bringing stability and clarity. Whether Jones and Schottenheimer ultimately bet on up-and-coming assistants like Jones, Leonhard, or Bonda, or pivot back to established defensive minds, will be one of the off-season's most intriguing coaching narratives. Ravens' shocking firing could signal a blockbuster trade, and the Cowboys are watching closely. The shocking firing of head coach John Harbaugh may signal a major shift in Baltimore, one that could ripple well beyond the Ravens and directly impact the Dallas Cowboys. After nearly 2 decades with the organization, Harbaugh's exit opens the door for a full philosophical reset, and that reset could include a surprising trade involving wide receiver Zay Flowers ahead of the new season. While Lamar Jackson's name has naturally surfaced in early trade speculation, the fallout from Harbaugh's dismissal extends deeper into the offensive core. As of now, offensive coordinator Todd Monken remains in place, but leak sources widely expect significant changes once a new head coach is hired. That uncertainty places players like Flowers squarely in the spotlight. A critical decision on Zay Flowers. Flowers, a former first-round pick, is entering a pivotal stage of his rookie contract. Baltimore holds a fifth-year option for 2027, but he is also eligible for a contract extension this offseason. With a new coaching staff incoming, Flowers could be forced into a waiting game as the organization evaluates how he fits into a new scheme and culture. That uncertainty fuels speculation that Baltimore could listen to trade offers. If the Ravens move forward with a deeper rebuild, potentially including Lamar Jackson, dealing Flowers would align with a regime seeking draft capital and roster flexibility. Coming off a standout season with 86 receptions for 1,211 yards, Flowers has firmly established himself as one of the league's fastest and most dangerous young receivers, guaranteeing strong interest if made available. This is where the Dallas Cowboys enter the conversation. Owner Jerry Jones has made it clear the team intends to be aggressive, particularly as Dallas balances defensive needs with looming offensive questions. The Cowboys face uncertainty surrounding George Pickens, whose future with the team could be complicated by contract demands or off-field dynamics. Dallas cannot afford to weaken its offense, especially with CeeDee Lamb at the center of its passing attack. If Pickens departs, the Cowboys could be highly motivated to pursue a proven, explosive complement, and Flowers fits that profile perfectly. His speed, route running, and ability to thrive on slants and quick-hitting concepts would pair seamlessly with Lamb, giving Dallas one of the league's most dangerous receiving duos. What once seemed like a long-shot scenario, similar to past speculation around Rashad Bateman, now feels far more plausible given Baltimore's organizational shakeup. If the Ravens fully embrace a reset, Zay Flowers could become one of the most coveted trade targets on the market, and the Cowboys are positioned as a logical, aggressive suitor. For now, it remains speculation, but it's the kind of rumor that tends to gain momentum quickly once coaching changes turn into roster decisions.